All right, hello there. So I don't normally throw myself into drama because I think drama is it's like the thing that ruined YouTube in my opinion. I know that a lot of people will blame Google, a lot of people will blame Susan Wojcicki, who came in and basically just let advertisers do whatever they wanted, which ended up, banning all kinds of content, like the vomit content that we made famous for, drinking. I actually blame Logan Paul quite a bit. I think he's one of the worst things that happened to YouTube, because that, if you guys remember the Suicide Forest video back in the day, that was when everything completely fell apart, in my opinion, for YouTube. That was when they were forced to basically let the advertisers decide what content was allowed on YouTube, past copyright, like just independent, drinking challenges, just normal content that was kind of the staple of YouTube, went out the window. But with that said, back to the drama thing, I am starting to understand that we have a situation now through the Dr. Disrespect stuff. I think Twitch is in major trouble, dude. I think Twitch is in major trouble. They already were, because they've never made a profit. I know that Amazon is only gonna deal with that for so long before they do some changes, or maybe even sell it off, get rid of it. I don't know. But with the Dr. Disrespect thing, as it pertains to what he did, I don't care about his personal life. I just don't. What he did good at all? No, of course not. It's horrific. It's terrible. Anybody who talks to a minor, even if it ends up being not on purpose, it's a mistake. Rule of thumb, guys out there, all right? Just in particular, this usually gets men, although it's not entirely men. Sometimes this happens to women as well. If you're talking to somebody and you're even questioning if they are of age, you already have a problem, okay? This is already a giant red flag. You should not even bother. You should move on to somebody who you know is of age. I can't believe that there are people that are defending that. Well, he just didn't know. Or he suspected, but he wasn't sure. It's make sure. It's called being a logical adult and using your brain. And he did not, okay? And he has a history of problematic stuff. I say this as somebody who actually is a fan of his. I liked him quite a bit back in the day. I still say no matter what, he is one of the best live streamers of all time. He single-handedly invented the character of streamer. And he's just really good. His production's fantastic. He is a great streamer, but he is an incredibly problematic person because he just lets his personal life get involved into his streaming. And of course, I just talking to a minor, man, that to me, that is absolute when it comes to kids and diddling and stuff. That's the one thing where I can't. I don't even if they atone for it later down the road, I can't do that. When you destroy innocence like that, to me, that's too much. That's it for me. The moment that you take whatever you do from adults down to kids, to minors, and it doesn't matter if she was, we don't even know her age yet, 17 or whatever it was. That's still a big problem, and he should have known better. But the main thing I wanted to talk about was Twitch. What the f are you doing? This comes from somebody who loves Twitch. I make my living from Twitch. Twitch, YouTube, Patreon. Clearly, there is a culture on Twitch where they allow people to basically just do illegal things through the whisper system, because there's tons of employees coming out now saying that yeah, we all know, we see it, but yet there's nothing we can do about it. If it comes out 100% that Twitch knew that not only was Doc doing this, but a bunch of people were, grooming kids, or just in general trying to be predators towards kids, and they didn't do anything about it, if they just banned people, but they didn't, go after them legally or report this to the police, it's going to be big trouble. This is going to be very big trouble for Twitch, and I don't want to see that happen. The CEO, he's an odd guy, by the way. I mean, I kind of like him because he's more honest than CEOs in the past. But he was asked about this, and he made a joke about Doc was banned because of alien invasions or something. It was so weird. Dude, he knew why Doc was banned, and he just made a joke about it. And oh God, that's really, really, really rough. I mean, ooh, Twitch, this is such a bad look for you. And like right now, because they're struggling and they're trying to maintain just a platform in general, as like it seems like Amazon is like on their last legs with supporting Twitch. This is bad. And like I'm curious what you guys think in the comments on it. Last thing I want to say too is, I know, like, we get very political on the streams, right? You guys know I lean left. I am like a liberal, libtard, as you call it. But I'm like a progressive. I'm more Bernie Sanders. Like, Bernie's my boy. With that said, I don't understand why we leave I get why we leave multiple things up to the states, because every state has different cultures, it has different ways of doing things. The legal age of consent should not be left up to the states. That should 100% be a federal issue. We should all abide by one specific thing, because even if you disagree on what the age should be, which, I mean, I think even 18 is like, it's pretty young, because when you're 18, you're a moron, all right? But I do recognize that most things become legal when you're 18. My argument is like, but like you can't smoke or drink until you're 21, right? I guess it depends on where you are. But like most things unlock at 18 or 21. So like both of those would be totally acceptable for me. I feel like those are okay, even though I wouldn't personally date somebody that young, almost being 40 myself. There needs to be a defined age, because if it's like, if you go to New York, it's 17, right? Like it was the James Franco thing where like he flirted with a 17-year-old in New York, so it's legal. But if he did that in California, I think it's 18. And then there's some states where it's 16. And there's even some states where you can like have a child bride, where I don't know how young it is. It's pretty fucking young though. As long as you get the parents' consent, that like a 50-year-old man can marry like an actual teenager, like a really, or even less, like a middle schooler. That needs to be sorted out. I feel like this is a extension of the past that we have not tried to fix. And anytime that there has been any movement towards it, if you've ever looked into this, there's always a big full stop sign that stops any movement, because, spoiler alert, a lot of people like marrying kids for some reason. So, I mean, like, oh God, it's so gross. We need to fix that. That needs to be a thing that is settled. That should just be a federal issue. And I'm just curious what you guys think, because I know that we have some European fans, and over in Europe, like a casual age is like 15 and 16 is considered an adult. That's f***ing crazy. Like that is straight up insane. Imagine making a huge decision, be it with your body or with your mind, when you're that young. You couldn't have done it. We were all f***ing dumb. I was stupid. You were stupid. Everybody was stupid. Imagine, marrying somebody or even having sex with somebody when you're like 15 or 16 and making that type of commitment. Like, that's gross. That's gross. But I just wanted to touch upon that and see what you guys think about this overall situation. I'm just really worried about Twitch. What were they doing? In 2017, what were they doing? I know that a lot of people that worked there then don't now. Most of them, in fact, are gone. The people who run it now need to have full disclosure, come out, throw everybody who worked back then under the bus, get this thing cleared, and move past it, because this is going to be bad for them. I see it coming. It's so interesting that the downfall of Twitch, after all of the possibilities, might actually just be Dr. Disrespect, which is just kind of mind-blowing. And it's Twitch's fault, because they should have just been open about it. They should have called him out on it, and they should have said why they fired him. But yet, instead, they just paid him out. And it's bad stuff. But all right, guys, thanks. Rare little video like this. Just curious about what you guys think. We talk about this stuff on the streams all the time. So if you do want to talk to me directly, come over onto the streams, twitch.tv/recklesseating, and YouTube, because apparently if Twitch goes away, we're going to just be on YouTube. So yeah. Mid. Oh, we got to go into that trap. I'm just a little boy having fun. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Oh! 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 Oh my God. Good Lord. That's so brutal. Oh! mid